Y'all look so entertaining. Recording started.
Oh, sorry.
I'll edit it.
We were still waiting.
Yeah, we were waiting on
So this is a true queen. We have started a social media platform and podcast to get our feelings on drag queens out.
Yeah.
My name is Erin McFall.
I am Zoe McFall.
Zoe is my 10-year-old daughter.
Yes.
And we are doing the show together to bring the point home that drag is not bad for children. And as her parent, I can do whatever I please to make my daughter happy.
Because I am happy.
So the birthday story.
The
That's where you want
birthday
me to go? Okay. So you are 10 now.
Now, yes.
But because of how we do birthdays in this house, you don't get a big time birthday party every single year. So on special birthdays, like when you're 5 and you first had friends, when you're 10, when your siblings were 13 because they're teenagers, the special ones.
Right. Like special.
So 10 was your special time to have a party and not just a family dinner and a present or two.
Yeah.
So when we started planning your party, because they can be expensive and detailed,
right,
we started making a plan. And you decided a couple of different things.
A little bit different, yeah.
You had a few choices.
My choices were, I wanted to have a video. This is all dealing with drag queens mostly.
No, it wasn't, because you started out like wanting Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I wanted like a Hello Kitty themed birthday, and I want to have my friends over, and we were gonna have like all kinds of crafts, and we were gonna go to different places and have cake, watch a movie. Yeah. Basic stuff. And for like a gift, I wanted to try to go to a drag show or have a drag queen like video, like when you get a video from a drag. I'm trying to explain it, but I don't know how. Cameo. Like a cameo, yes.
So you had expressed an interest in going to a drag show because your dad and I and Oakland and Isabella have all been allowed to go to Lips in Atlanta and see drag shows. And I found out at Lips that taking Oakland and Bella was a problem because of their age. So I had to wait. So when they hit 17, I took them, and you were very jealous.
I was very jealous.
So Dad and I have been there, 3 times now, and you didn't get to go at all. And every single time we go, you're really annoyed, you're really jealous because they said, no, you can't be there.
Yeah.
So you wanted me to find a way for you to hang out with a drag queen. So we started researching it.
Yeah.
And it was damn near impossible.
Very. Like, all the drag queens we tried to get to come to our house.
Couldn't find somebody.
Not. They were all in,
we had the worst time. They were all out of state. Yeah.
And, like, everywhere else.
All the queens that would visit a home for a party were somewhere else and not in Atlanta.
Out of state, out of town. It was just not good.
Yeah. And I couldn't find anything that was anything other than 18 and up. And that's honestly when I kind of started seeing more and more about the protests and all the issues that drag queens specifically were having with the protests and whatnot, trying to read to children and things. So we thought about taking you to RuPaul's show to come to Atlanta, which was going to be pretty expensive, but it was your 10th birthday, so we were looking into it. Yeah. But right as we started doing that, because I'm on Facebook a lot, I like finding activities and events for us to do. Yeah. We found out that Park Tavern in Atlanta at Piedmont Park has a weekly drag show.
They do, yes.
And it is a bar. They do sell food. It is next to a park. They allow dogs inside. It's kind of a unique place.
It's a public place, by the way.
Yeah, it is very public, very open to anyone. In fact, a lot of people that are there on drag night aren't there for the drag show. Yeah. They're just there chilling for sports and food and whatnot.
Sports, food, drinks.
Yeah.
Basic stuff. And there's like games in a park in a field area.
But I messaged them because it's a bar. and I said, is it okay if my 10-year-old comes? And it took them a minute, but they got back to me and they said, absolutely.
Mhm.
So we still went, not knowing if we were going to have to turn around and drive right back home.
Yeah.
Because of all the problems we had been having. But then we sat down, we got to stay.
Yes.
And it was you
it was
and me and
amazing.
Isabella and Crosby.
And that's where we keep going. Like, we
Yeah.
go there as many times as we can. And it's only on Wednesdays, too.
It is only on Wednesdays.
So
and
it's
those
not a
ladies,
weekday or anything.
those drag queens have been giving
it's
us
not a Sunday or
information
Saturday.
on how to get you into more places that are accepting of you.
Yes.
Which has been really nice.
Yes.
Having that group, that inner circle, that information. But one of the things that kind of made me want to do this show and is kind of pissing me off, and you were willing to do the show with me to kind of help me prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
They love you.
Yes.
And they really do love you.
Love me.
Because you're just happy and supportive. And the fact that you're so young and your parents aren't bothered by it. Like they're way too nice to me. Way too nice. They focus on too much that I am accepting of them and allowing you to be the person you want to be and see the things you want to see. And that I'm not bothered by some of the comedy that is inappropriate. Because to be honest, a lot of the things that she sees every day is far more inappropriate than that. And
it's all cursing and inappropriate jokes and like just all that stuff.
But none of it is in anger.
Do you think it's inappropriate for them if it's after 9 o'clock at a bar? Or is it inappropriate for us? What do you think?
It's inappropriate for us, I think.
What does that mean to you?
It means some kids just have never heard that stuff before. Like,
but are you supposed to be at a bar after 9 o'clock?
No.
So that they're doing it perfectly right for it. They are.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
They are. I do agree. I think that they're being as, and honestly, I'm not even a fan of the word appropriate or inappropriate because it really does just depend on your own views of it. So part of that is the fact that it just depends. Everybody thinks something different about what is and isn't inappropriate and what's appropriate. And I think that people need to just chill out and you do you and I'll do me. And you don't have to like that, but I don't have to like everything you do either. So rather than this platform being, I don't like you, stop doing what you're doing because I want to do what I'm doing, it's more of an educational moment of, I understand you say you don't like it. And to a certain extent, I understand why. But it seems as though their opinions are jaded by poor information.
Yeah.
The people that would consider drag inappropriate at all, and especially inappropriate for children. Because to be fair, if it's inappropriate for children, then it's inappropriate for everyone. And based on the amount of people I see having a nice time and enjoying themselves a lot at a drag show. It's been
very full most Wednesdays. We almost couldn't find a seat last Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was so...
That was rough. That was rough because it's very popular and people love it.
Yes.
So we're doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
What is the show called?
A True Queen.
All right. And what is the show? Why are we doing the show?
We are doing it to humanize drag queens, basically, or kids seeing drag shows. Well, drag shows.
And why do we feel the need to do that?
Because right now, a lot of places aren't allowing me and other kids to go see drag shows because drag is just fun.
I know. I agree. So there have been some protests where drag queens tried to be somewhere, and especially when kids are involved.
Yeah.
But you just so happen to be a kid. And you like drag. Now, do you like drag queens because of me?
No.
Do you like drag queens because some drag queen told you to like them?
No.
What is it about drag queens that you like so much?
They're fun, and I like seeing the shows
Mm-hmm.
because I think they're really funny, and it's just I'm having a good time.
Dancing.
Yeah. And
my
dancing.
personal thing I like is the boots.
The boots.
They almost always have boots instead of like just like regular high heels or shoes or whatever.
The whole outfit.
Yeah.
Especially when they have like really nice hair,
When they go
or when
really
they have
far out
really
with
like
it, like crazy,
like really
big
crazy makeup, hair, whole entire like outfit.
Do you wish you could have makeup like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get my makeup done by a drag queen.
Because that'd be cool.
Yeah. I think that'd be really fun.
And when they're doing their shows, what are some of your favorite parts about the routines or songs, or what makes it so entertaining to you, do you think?
When I see a drag show, for me, it's seeing dances and all the tricks they do and all the different outfits they have for the different songs and how they interact too. I mean,
and you like the songs they pick too?
And I really like the songs. One of my favorite drag songs that is always played is Barbie Girl. And we always see one drag queen do that song.
Yeah. And like when we went to the brunch, they played some really cool songs.
Yeah.
And some of those outfits were
outfits
amazing.
were really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we feel about people trying to tell you that you can't enjoy something you enjoy?
I feel really sad. And I feel mad that people are like protesting at these things. Like you said, like, why don't you just stay home and not go, or don't bring your child? Just
you gotta wonder why they have an opinion on something you do.
Yeah. I'm wondering why. And I'm very sad that I can't go to these things, because some of these things like look really, really fun, and I just can't go to them.
Yeah.
It's mostly an age thing too. Like they have different ages.
And since we found somewhere where you can actually go and see drag shows and have fun, you've made a lot of friends doing that.
Yes.
Because of, and I think honestly, the only reason they like you as much as they do is because of all the problems that are going on right now, right?
Because of everything going on.
There's
and
so
me
many
actually
negative,
being able to go. And
there's so many negative things that they like seeing the positive side of that, which is you saying, no, this is dumb. We want to see this more. Yeah. Right. So you've met quite a few drag queens now.
I've actually met a lot of drag queens. Yeah. I've taken a lot of pictures.
You have taken a lot of pictures. Now, to be fair, we don't necessarily like all drag. No. Some of it wasn't quite as entertaining as we were hoping it would be, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just because they're drag queens.
Right.
If they're not fun, then it brings it down. Yeah. It's not something we want to see. We want it to be upbeat and entertaining. And
sometimes like when we went to drag bingo, we went to a drag bingo and they weren't allowed to do things because it was in an open area and people were just walking through. So it had to kind of be boring because it was in a public area. Yeah. Which is one of the things that makes it like go down a few notches. Yeah,
that did come down a lot because it wasn't the same entertainment that we're used to getting. The comedy, the music, the interactions.
Yeah.
And then there's been a couple of queens. I think there was a queen at the brunch that you weren't all that excited about. They kind of brought it down for you.
Yeah,
and
it was
at the Park Tavern. There's been one or two queens that just didn't seem to be all that hyped up and excited about it. So it really is just about being entertained and having fun and being happy and the comedy and the music.
And drag queens being able to like do their thing without having to bring it down
bingo.
Like that.
Letting people be themselves.
Like,
yeah. Would you want anyone to tell you that you couldn't be yourself?
No.
Have I ever told you you can't be yourself?
No.
So no, see, that's part of the thing too, is I think that a lot of people assume that you're being influenced into liking these things. A lot of these ignorant people make a lot of assumptions that are just plain wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm actually to the point where I am just plain tired of all of the bullying. And it just so happens that when I try to do something for my kid that she wanted, and it comes up that I can't because no one will allow her to do it. When it involves my kid, that pisses me off. So yeah. So we started out trying to find something for your birthday because you asked for it. Because I know that I have
wasn't influenced.
You weren't
by
influenced
anybody.
Because I actually know someone who thinks that that those people, which is also, I don't like it. People have names. We are named for a reason. That they can somehow change your mind, and all of a sudden, because you like them, you want to be gay, and that's so wrong. And just the weird thoughts that people can have about things, and it just seems completely uneducated. It
seems completely annoying. It's like it's I don't know. It's crazy.
So do you think now there are some people in this world that I have had an opinion about?
Yes.
I am a very opinionated person, aren't I? I am a judgy bitch, right?
Being silly over there.
I'm a judgy bitch, right?
Yeah.
I do. Bit. I insta judge people. Right? I'm good at that. I really am. Do I have any hatred for people?
I mean, yeah, but not really.
Go on.
What do you mean by that?
It's. I mean, you don't hate people. You just don't.
I get annoyed by them.
Yeah,
I get annoyed by people. And when I'm annoyed by someone, do I feel the need to make a comment on social media?
Nope.
Do I feel the need to drive somewhere and stand in a line and protest it and scream at people?
Nope.
Or do I just come home and go, wow, that was dumb, and I live my life and I forget about it after that?
You say that is dumb.
If somebody wants to be dumb, do they get to?
Yeah.
What am I going to do about it?
I don't know.
Why should I care?
Call the cops.
Well, that's another opinion for a different day.
Oh my gosh.
And when I don't like someone that you like, does that matter?
Mm-mm.
Do I tell you can't do something because I personally don't like them?
Mm-mm.
Now, you have older siblings. Yeah. You're the youngest.
I am the youngest.
There's 4 of you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a number 4.
I was going to say out of 3, but...
You're the youngest 4. Out of 4.
Yeah.
Your sister.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot of friends.
She has a lot of friends.
She does.
Because she goes many places.
She is a busy girl.
She goes to church. She goes...
She's a busy girl.
She goes to different churches to work.
Do I like all of her friends?
No.
Not at all, right?
Okay,
not even close, right? You can laugh if you want. It's fine. I'm judgy about those things because that's my baby. Does she spend time with them anyway because it makes her happy?
Yeah. She does buy a lot of her own clothes. We've all started to make money from different things, and now we're starting to buy our own things.
And do I consider the money you make mine or your dad's?
No. You actually asked me.
I asked your permission.
Yeah, you asked my permission because she was getting camps for us for this summer, and she just didn't have enough.
That was a lot of camps. It's a lot.
It is a lot because for 4 kids, all of them are going to be gone.
Yeah. At this point with Oakland, he's not doing any of that, so it's just the 3 of you. But that's still a lot.
She asked is it okay if I take money from your savings to pay for this camp? I was like, yeah,
So I don't take anything away from you, and I don't make you do anything you don't want to do,
not at all.
even if it disappoints me sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because your older siblings like to disappoint me by not going places with me.
I
But
go everywhere.
but you guys have your own personalities.
Yeah.
And you have your own life, your own interests,
Yeah.
your own likes, dislikes. And I personally don't see any reason why my opinion should be negative or disparaging or disrespectful or voiced beyond the point of, you know what? I don't like that. And knowing I don't like it, you make your decision after that.
Yeah.
It has not what you guys decide. And even though you're 10 years old, you can make decisions for yourself. Maybe not every single thing,
Yeah.
but quite a few of them.
Yeah, actually a lot of them. I get to choose what I do at camp. A lot of other things.
If I want you to do an activity,
and
can you say no?
Yeah.
If you start to do an activity, there are certain rules for certain activities.
Yeah.
But they're not hardcore rules.
No.
They're honestly, I would say they're
pretty
reasonable.
Good. Yeah.
So
Reasonable.
you wanted to start baseball.
Uh-huh.
You didn't like baseball after you started it.
Mm-mm.
But it's already started.
It was already started. She paid for it. If she pays for it, then I have to do it.
Once we've invested in it, once you've agreed and it's been invested in, it has to be finished.
You were mouthing something. I was
telling you to open your mouth when you talk. I was trying not to make a big deal out of it, but you had to stop the whole bleeping show.
But if you find out you're not interested in something, do I go, no, I need you to be a baseball pro one day, play baseball?
Mm-mm.
We've seen parents like that.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
We don't agree.
Mm-mm.
But those are their children.
Yeah.
Do I say anything to them?
No.
None of my business.
No.
So it's none of your business. If I want to see a drag show, we're going to a drag show. If I want
We're
a 10-year-old
going
to see a drag show, we're going to a drag show.
Mm.
It's my choice. It's her choice. Unless you were in the room when I conceived, unless you were in the room when I delivered and you had a part in it, I don't see a need for anyone's opinions to affect the activities that I wish to partake.
You're making me die over here.
You're being a little embarrassingly shy.
Introduce your new co-host, Zoe.
Oh, this is my co-host, Biggie Smalls.
You didn't say it right.
Oh, Bigley Smallerton the third.
Biggersley, smaller.
Biggersley.
I
Well, we
forgot
call
about
him
that.
The third.
Biggest Smalls.
Or we call him just Biggie. We call him Biggie.
Biggie.
Mom's got a question for you.
Sorry.
All right. So I came up with a list of questions that I think I would like to ask the drag queens when they come on the show. And I'm hoping that their answers kind of help people understand.
We'll still do these questions, but we're just flipping them around for me.
Okay. And also
And
you
I'll
can
ask
add
you some questions.
we can add some questions. We can change a question or we can take a question out. We'll do whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
All right. So your dad's right. How do you identify? What are your pronouns?
My pronouns are she, it's, because I'm the shit.
Now, how do you identify? Do you identify as male, female?
Female at this point in my life.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Conyers, Georgia, and we always go to Atlanta, but I didn't grow up there. I grew up Conyers here. That's where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Did you grow up with both parents, one parent, or someone else?
I grew up with both parents, my
So
mother
far.
and my father.
Well, these don't really apply to you. Do you have any children? Yeah. Do you have any children in your life regularly? All right. Are you religious?
No.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
I don't know. I go to church, but not like every single Sunday.
All right.
Okay.
So we were talking about, are you religious? So Dad and I don't necessarily like attend church.
Yeah.
But we're not anti-Christian.
No.
I would
It's
personally
confusing.
consider myself a Christian. And you do attend some church things.
Right. I go to VBSs, and I honestly have been showing interest lately in going to those things, like when they have them.
Like actual church
Like
services.
actual church services.
Yeah, there's a couple of places you found you really enjoyed and you want to go.
Yeah, and I actually want to.
I'm just kind of an asshole and haven't
when
taken you.
It's fine. When mom was she was talking to me about how when I basically age out of VBSs, I can work at the places or volunteer there at the places that I really like. And I have found a few churches that I might want to work out when I get older. And
Again, your choice.
Again, my choice. But yeah, I don't continuously read the Bible or continuously go to church services. It's just I go to VBS and things like that.
Would you consider yourself a Christian? You believe in God, Jesus, and the stuff you learn at the VBSs and the church functions?
Yeah.
You're kind of into it?
Yeah. Okay. I hear it so many times. Though. It's all the same story at different VBSs. It's all the same.
It is, yeah.
But it's also just the same thing. That's it. That's all they have.
Well, yeah, it's an activity.
It's an activity, yeah. They always have something to do dealing with that.
Yeah.
One church I did that I really like, they had Play-Doh, and you had to make the thing that was like, here's this story, make a crown.
Sometimes they like to take stuff away from you, though.
Yeah.
I won't tell that story. Okay. we can forget about that part. So,
okay.
So this question is for the queens.
Yeah.
When did you start wearing drag? How long has it been to date? Like how long have you been doing it? So I will ask this question. Do you know how long you've enjoyed watching drag? Do you remember the first time you knew it was a thing and liked it?
When I heard about it, I was confused.
Oh, that's a good question. What confused you?
I just didn't know if drag meant something, what it stood for, or like what it was. So it was like drag. I was like, what?
Well, finding out that the average drag queen is a male dressing as a female to entertain, right?
When did I know that?
So just in general, though, I was asking if that was part of the confusion for you or not.
Let's see. Do I remember? I think it was when I was 2 years ago, and that's when I started to hear about it and learn about it and know about it.
Did you think it was strange or weird when you found out that underneath the makeup and the wigs, when it looked like a female, it actually was male under there?
I thought it wasn't the strangest thing ever. It was just
definitely different.
It was definitely different than what I've used to. Yeah, it was a little bit strange.
You can say that. That's fine. That's your opinion. So that's it.
I keep coughing.
So let's see. This question was for the drag queens. Do you know what made you want to wear drag?
I still want to wear drag. I just think it's really fun, and I think it's cool, and I am super interested and intrigued.
That's a nice big word. Have you ever known anyone you changed or influenced because you wear or perform drag?
I don't.
Do you think you could change someone's mind about drag, whether they like it or dislike it? Do you think you could convince somebody to not like drag, or do you think you could convince somebody to like drag? Do you think you could have any influence whatsoever?
I think so. I think I could convince someone that drag is not a bad thing. Tell my stories, tell different stories, I think I could convince someone that drag is not a horrible thing for Anyone.
Do you
Kids,
think it's a
adults.
bad thing if you could convince somebody of that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I mean, I think it would. I mean, if I could convince someone to say that drag is a bad thing, but I don't think drag is a bad thing, so I don't want.
But those
more
that do
people-
think it's bad and try to convince people that it's bad, do you
I
think that's
bad?
you do?
Yeah, I don't think that's good at all.
But if you have your opinion, why do you think their opinion is bad? That they try to do that?
My opinion is my opinion, and their opinion, but they're kind of voicing their opinions, but it's a bad thing.
But they're being negative about it.
They're being very negative about it.
The hatefulness is the part you don't like.
But the
Would
only
you
thing
be
I
hateful
don't,
to someone to convince? If you knew someone was being hateful about something you liked, would you be hateful back to them, trying to convince them that they're wrong? Or would you use non-hateful language and activities?
I would do that.
And if you weren't convincing them, would you continue to be in their face about it? Or would
No.
you say, wow, you're not convincible, I'm out?
I would say, wow, you're not convincible. I don't think I would get in their face about it. I mean, I would tell them their things. If they still didn't think it was a good thing, then, I mean.
Then you're just wrong and move on. Yeah, exactly. So the other question I had for a drag queen is, have you ever hurt anyone while in drag, even a child? Because part of the problem is that they're not allowed to be around children, supposedly. They're trying to make that an issue.
I think we should switch that question to has a drag queen hurt me? And that's no. I mean,
and you've met quite a few at this point.
I've met quite a few. I mean, I've never had a drag queen say mean things to me or like hurt me
hurt your feelings, hurt you physically.
Like,
maybe being slapped in the hair with a wig here and there, but slapped in the face with a wig here and there. She got slapped in the face with a wig last week. I got slapped in the face with the wig last week, and I got sort of. But you didn't feel like stepping up on that bitch. And,
no,
you're not that person.
No, I mean, I thought personally.
Do you think that any of the drag queens that you have met? Oh my God! I apologize for cutting you off. Please continue.
Personally, for me, getting slapped in the face with hair or anything like that, I think that's fun. I think that's like part of interacting in drag. I think that was really. I thought that personally, I thought that was really silly. I thought that was really funny. That's just me though.
Okay.
Anyways, go on. What do you want?
Have you ever heard of a story where a drag queen hurt someone else or a child?
I've never heard a story, actually.
You don't hear things that from me looking at the news or things on YouTube or other drag queens telling stories about how some drag queen, how some drag queen hurt somebody. It's just not a thing that you hear about or that happens really.
Actually, no. Drag queens don't hurt people. People are the ones that hurt drag queens, I think. I saw that.
But all of your experiences have been very positive with the drag queens. They've all been very kind.
Yeah.
And mindful that you are a kid.
Yeah.
And try to be understanding or ask you permission on things. You've had a number of them ask you what your pronouns are and being very polite.
I think that's very nice. You got scared.
Do you know the history of drag?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
You know a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Why do you know that?
Because I know.
Reading in book.
I think I saw a movie about it.
Okay.
It was with you, I think.
Probably.
And
Probably.
It was an older movie, but it was about a drag. Sorry.
Is that the Robin Williams one?
I think so. Where it was like a drag theater, and it was like
Birdcage.
and it was I can't remember what it was.
We also
was-
watched Tu Wong Fu with the older
Oh,
movie where they were
yeah.
traveling to a drag show and they got stuck in that little town.
Oh yeah. I think we should recommend some movies.
I actually have some
Birdcage,
movie
Tu Wong
clips
Fu.
to put on social media to kind of bring
All
the
right.
point home that this stuff's been around for a long time, and for it to be a problem now seems really strange.
Really, really strange. Because how drag started. Well, first of all, I actually have been hearing recently about how heels were first meant for men.
Mm-hmm.
Men were frequently wearing them instead of women, and then it started transitioning to women wearing dresses and high heels instead of men, and men were wearing suits and flat shoes.
What about wigs and makeup?
I'm actually not sure. I think wigs and makeup were originally women.
No, it's a big part
I don't
of
know
men's
about
history.
that actually.
In fact,
The only thing I know about is the heels thing about that.
I know for certain that in England,
Oh, I knew about. I think it was lipstick was for men. I think so.
so in England, they actually
Hold on.
still wear wigs in the justice system.
Oh,
Lawyers and
yes,
judges.
lawyers and judges wear wigs.
Yeah, it's part of the requirement to be in court
I
to
definitely
separate the
know.
lawyers and judges from the regular people.
Right. So you know who's who.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's okay for children to see drag shows, or if you at 10 years old wanted to perform as a drag queen, do you think that's okay or not okay?
I think it's most definitely okay. I think that'd actually be an
I was going
opportunity
to say that smile
I really
says, "Oh, can I please?"
Yeah.
Do you
I
think
it's
drag
okay.
queens have to be only for males to dress as females and do drag?
No, actually, I think females can dress like very.
So if you wanted to be a drag
It's called a
queen one
beauty
day,
Huh?
do you? It's called a beauty pageant. Yeah, a
Yeah.
beauty pageant. Yeah. Better than. So if you wanted to be a drag queen as your future, do you think that other drag queens should be against that?
No.
Do you think they would be against that, or do you think you'd be accepted
I think
in
I'd
the
be
drag
accepted.
queen community? Right.
I think so.
I think so too. I think they would accept you just fine.
I think so. But yeah.
If you were to become a drag queen one day, do you think it would be okay for you to perform drag in front of children?
For me, yes. For other people, we actually met a drag queen. From her view as a child and
A child star.
a child star flying without her parents, family, just with her agents.
She had
and
her
things,
story, yeah.
and she didn't think it was like quite good.
She was definitely thrown off by the fact that you were there. She wasn't sure how to think about it, but she was personally
didn't know.
against it at the time.
Yeah.
But I think she was actually kind of understanding what we were doing and where we were coming from. But we'll have to see if we can interview her and see what she thinks about it now that she's had some time to know that was a thing.
Yeah.
We're almost done.
Yeah. Let's see some other questions.
How does it make you feel that there are people that don't like you because you perform drag? That's the question for the drag queen, but it could be related to you. How do you feel
if I were
about
to perform drag, then how would I feel about
people being against it and protesting at the events you go to make money and entertain?
I would probably feel angry.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I would feel sad. I feel like I would just be angry.
And if that were something you did to make money, if that were your job and you
That
needed
was
to
my
pay your
job.
bills and somebody was there protesting and for that reason you could no longer perform that day and make that money,
I'd be infuriated.
So yeah, if they took your bill paying ability
that
away
from me and they basically took my money away from that day, that would make me very angry.
Yeah.
Very mad, not happy at all.
in your opinion, what law needs to be made or better enforced other than hating on drag? Making laws against drag queens is what some people are trying to do.
A law that needs to be made against drag queens?
No,
for drag queens.
Either way, whatever you want your opinion to be, whatever you want to talk about. But the fact that there are laws being made.
I'll do both. Something to help drag queens and something that drag queens need to stop, I guess, if I have one. A law for drag queens would be you're not allowed to bring big signs saying stop doing this or stop doing that or don't do this.
We need to be choosy about who gets to protest something. I mean, I'm serious. I'm asking, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like you should be, not everyone should be allowed to protest. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't bring a sign. If there were to be a law, I think it should be you're not allowed to bring big signs that say don't do this.
So I will tell you.
Or something in that range.
Well, I will tell you one of the things that I think will make that receive a negative response is that in this country that we live in, we have something supposedly called the freedom of speech. We're supposed to be...
I've learned about the freedom of speech.
I know. So you're supposed to be allowed to voice your opinion and it be okay.
Excuse me. Biggerton Smallers.
But so what you're saying to have people not be allowed to do that could be a problem for people.
Yeah.
But what I think you're saying is that you're against is just simply hatefulness. People should not be allowed to be hateful.
To voice your opinion, do it in
your
own home. Not online, not on other people. Like
we're doing our opinion online. To be fair, I think the only difference in what we're doing,
we're doing the same thing as I'm saying not to do.
Well, but I think honestly, and maybe somebody would be happy to have a conversation with me and call me out on this. I'm not trying to change someone and what their opinion is. I am hoping that someone will, I guess, honestly, it is a little bit negative because I want someone to be educated because I feel like there is a lot of misinformation. And
what I'm saying is don't go to someone's page and do that. Like if you're going to say something hateful, just don't go to someone's.
And that's not just drag, that's anything.
Website or right. Just don't do that to someone on someone's account. Yeah.
And don't do it at somebody's job where they're trying to make money.
Don't do it at somebody's job either.
Do you want to explain the logo?
The logo? Yeah, Mom, you should explain the logo because I don't even quite know the logo other than the name.
What the logo is.
With the blue and orange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue and orange one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know the rainbow is LGBTQ plus, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know many of the other flags.
Okay.
Blue, orange, blue is anti-bullying. Yeah.
Okay.
That is.
I couldn't remember if we had been able to find but yeah, the bullying thing was the big one. So the blue and the orange is anti-bullying. And even though I am focusing on the issue with the drag queens because it did affect my own kid, and it is bothering me to see these. I mean, I'm a mom, so in my opinion, these drag queens are babies. They're so young, most of them, and they have such negative stories. So the mommy in me comes out and it's like, this is wrong. So bullying is such an issue. It's just gotten out of hand and ridiculous. So yeah, the flag is the anti-bullying flag as the logo because it's gotten out of hand. People are just mean for honestly no reason at all. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I need to write it down so I can just read the socials.
Instagram is a True Queen Show.
A True Queen Show is Instagram.
A True Queen Show. There's going to get Neosporin all over you.
Oh, sorry.
Facebook is A True Queen.
That's also the name of my podcast, so that's most of our stuff, really.
What about you?
TikTok.
A True Queen.
A True Queen for TikTok.
And they can email the show at atruequeenshow@gmail.com.
A True Queen Show
at gmail.com. You messed it up.
I did.
You said
.com.
.com.
I did say .com before Gmail.
I want to have .com on our show.